Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Friday. Thanks for being here every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, as we go live and we show you guys how to grow your business, how to do more with marketing, and just how to be in an online world. Guys, it is 2019, the market's changing, things are happening around us. Advertising is such an interesting place, and that's what we're gonna get into today. We're gonna talk about how to market your business in 2019 and probably how you've been doing it in the past and what you can be doing different in this day and age that we live in. So, let's go get into the show. So we are live. We are here, and thanks for joining us again every single week. Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific is when we do this show if you're watching the replay. And if you're live here right now, thanks for being here. I appreciate you tuning in and checking out what we do every single week. It's been a lot of fun. We are almost to episode number 100. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to make that a magic show, do something fun. One thing I know for certain, you need to in because we're actually going to be giving something away. So more details will come. We're still trying to figure out what it's going to be, but you need to check out the show. You need to be there. We're going to give you a period of time to win something from the show. So check out the show. Check out episode 100, which I think is coming up in about 3 weeks. I think we're on episode number 96 or 97 right now. I lost count. Got to check the notes. But anyway, thanks for being here. Guys, today we are talking about marketing. We are a marketing agency, and that's why we talk about marketing so much around here. In the past, we've mostly focused on the real estate industry, but we are starting to broaden our horizons. We're going into other niches, we're covering other areas, and I want to bring value to more business owners. We're still heavily focused in real estate, so if you're one of our clients and you're in the real estate industry, don't fret, we're still here to help you. So the title of today's class, video, subject, rant, whatever you want to call this, is called Social Media Ads Are Grossly Underpriced. So let's talk about first what the last bunch of years have looked like in advertising, right? Like you've had TV, which was great. So TV ads have been great. They had their time, they had their place. Before TiVo, and pause and rewind and all that, I think commercials were a lot better. Definitely before the cell phone, TV ads converted because there was no other place for the attention to go. Super Bowl ads were great. Advertising on TV during prime time was great. You had people and America's attention on your channel, and it worked. So you could get great results from that. Other things that worked really well, newspapers, magazines, even Craigslist ads up until a certain point had phenomenal successes. Guys, there's been some tried and true methods. Radio is another one. I almost forgot about radio ads. The point is that these technologies, right, that have always been around, there's just a new version of it today that works a little bit better. And so that method of communication has not ended. It's just the placement of it has changed because TV has been taken out again by being able to pause, fast forward, even not watching TV at all and going straight to Netflix and Hulu and all these on-demand channels that you have, right? Radio. People are turning towards podcasts and Spotify and other places to listen to the radio rather than just push the button and listen to 99 point whatever. You had no choice. There was no fast forward. There was no skip. It was, if I didn't like this station, I'm going to go listen to another station. And then all the radio stations started syncing up so that there was ads on every station at the same time. So you had no other place to go. It was either that or turn off the radio or sing to yourself. So that was an option, and radio worked. And then newspaper, obviously people read the newspaper for a long time. And I know newspaper subscriptions are way down because, again, this guy came out, right? iPads came out, blogs came out, websites came out. There's places that you can get your content in other places. So that, hold the paper up and read it, those days are gone. So yes, you can still convert somebody from a newspaper ad. Yes, you can still convert somebody from a TV ad. It's just really expensive to be there. And I know for a lot of you guys, you're startup companies, you're new, you have low budgets for marketing. So some of the things that are still working today, number one is Facebook. I think Facebook ads are the most underpriced ad space right now. The cost per click is cheaper there than anywhere else. You have to know how to do it, right? Because you can spend a lot of money and get no results, and that happens all the time. But the placement of Facebook ads can be critical. You can convert people so easily there, being able to target people's interests and their habits and patterns that never existed before. So with Facebook ads, great, super cheaply priced, okay? Instagram ads are right in that same line, same company, just different strategy on how you advertise there. The remarketing that can come from this, again, is huge because you can put cold ad in front of one person, and then based on the action that they took from there, you can send them 2, 3, 4, 10 ads later, getting them to come down the funnel and teach them how to make a purchase on your site or be able to work with you, okay? Instagram, same thing. YouTube ads, those are great. Those are the ones that run, like every 5 or 10 minutes, depending on the length of a video. They have have pre-roll, they have post-roll. They're usually anywhere from like 30 seconds to a couple minutes long. I've seen some lately that are like 40 minutes long, and they're like a whole webinar, but it's supposed to be just an ad. Obviously, click those ads in like 30 seconds. The nice thing about YouTube is that they only charge you if you watch 30 seconds or more of that ad. So if somebody's watching 29 seconds and they're like, look, I don't own a cat, I'm not interested in cat food, skip that ad, you're not charged for it. So it's nice because you can weed out the customers that you don't want. Usually a cost per view on a YouTube ad is like 5 to 10 cents, so very, very affordable. YouTube ads are great. Another great one, which is kind of shifting, is Google. Google Ads has a lot of different placements, right? They have the banner ads, they have the native ads that show up like on the side of other people's blog. As a paid advertiser, you can have your content show up on these websites. Again, super, super affordable. What's cool though is that you can track people. So if they've been to your website or they looked at your content or watched a video or engaged somewhere else in your online presence, you can now put advertisement on these other sites. Remember, like when you're looking for a pair of shoes on Amazon, and you see those shoes and you're like, oh, they're really cool. Let me just save them for now. I'm not ready to buy them yet. Now those shoes show up everywhere you go online. That's how that Google retargeting ad works. So it can be great if, again, a product placement or just a second or third touch to somebody to remind them who you are. Once they click on that, again, it brings them back to your website or a call with you, however you want to structure that. But the other side of Google Ads is the banner ads, right? The big, huge banner ad that shows up at the top of a lot of websites. A lot of websites are getting rid of that because it wasn't as effective. The cost per click was a lot higher on that. When you get into mobile, mobile traffic right now makes up about 65 to 70% of all online traffic. It's hard to deal with those banner ads because they take up a lot of space, and when you're trying to close it, you accidentally click on it, then you get to that website and you're like, I didn't want to be here, and you go back. So you get a lot of false clicks on them. They may seem like they're working, but they're really not when you look at the conversion of everything. So if they're still available to buy for you, I would avoid the banner ad, at least on a website format, right? Like, so banner ads on like Spotify, those still work because that's really your only option on Spotify is, when you're listening to the music on there or a podcast or something, it shows up at the bottom. They shuffle through quite a few of them every couple minutes and you get your placement in there. Those can work because that's really the only place that Spotify allows you to advertise. But if it's a banner ad at the top of another page, you got to think about somewhere else to put it. The other thing that works really well for businesses on Google Ads is the search intent. So if I'm searching for like a local dentist in my city, the top 3 ads will be, dentist or orthodontist or something to do with dental, right? So you can be there based on the keywords and search phrases that people are looking for. So if you understand how your clients buy and where they're searching and how they're searching, you can have massively great success with Google search ads. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can do with Google Ads, but just understand that with that search, you got to really understand how your clients buy and what they're looking for. In the real estate field, not many people are like, which agent should I work with in my area? Like, that's not a search term to look for. But if people are searching for beautiful homes for sale in blank, put the city as the blank, that would be a good search to show up there. It's interesting too, because if you start looking around and seeing what people advertise in your areas, you're gonna realize not that many people are using this as an advertising term in your industry. So in the real estate one, like Zillow, Redfin, those guys own the top first page of Google. But there's a couple keywords that you can use to show up in those top 3 searches, or the top 3 ad space on a Google search. So well-placed ads can be incredible if you do it right. The other thing, we talked about Spotify already, but just that's a new kind of field. Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud, they offer some great advertising in these sectors. Another big one too, which is a little bit different, and this is gonna start that conversation into the other area that I wanna go, is podcast advertising. This isn't like a click, 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 and I want to sign up for that. No, you've got to like reach out to that podcast company, person, whoever it is putting on that podcast. Let's say it's like a mortgage lender who has a podcast, or a real estate agent that's doing a podcast, or maybe if it's, a book author who's podcasts. It could be even TED Talks who does podcasts. You'd want to reach out to the guy who's hosting this podcast, or gal, and just say, hey, look, you've got thousands of viewers or listeners on your space. I have a product that resonates with this clientele. I would love to be a sponsor on your podcast. You might have, from this end of the spectrum, everything from free, no cost to get in front of these people, all the way up to $100,000 per episode. If you want to advertise on the Dave Ramsey podcast, I guarantee you are going to be spending a ton of money because he has millions of listeners on his podcast. But if you're on the other end and you have, maybe a podcast creator who has just a few listeners, maybe 1,000 a week or 10,000 a week, you might be able to get a spot on his channel for a low amount of money, maybe a couple $100s or less. So consider what podcast you want to be on. What I would do is go into iTunes or Stitcher or SoundCloud or Spotify and just see the podcasts that show up that your clients might be listening to, right? So you got to kind of work beforehand and see, where are my clients going to be? What are they planning to do? So now let's fast forward to another side of this. What about creating your own podcast and creating your own content? This is something that we're working on around here. We take the audio from this show and actually create it into a podcast. And so it's distributed, because I know right now more people are shifting away from this video format and they're going to just listening to audio on their cell phone, right? Like, audio is becoming the thing of the 2019, 2020 as we get into that year. So many people have longer commute times. They just spend more time on their phone. They're busy, they're doing things, they're out exercising. It's hard to watch a video on your phone nowadays. But when a podcast is going on, I can be driving, I could be eating lunch, I can be, exercising outside, I could be doing all sorts of things. So it's a multiple activity. And that's great because it's in your ear and it allows you to do other things. And so podcasts are becoming, they had this huge growth back in the day, and then they kind of died out for a little bit as video became huge, and now they're coming back strong. So now is the opportunity that you have to get back into podcasts before it's just huge again. So it's still in its infancy range again, and you have a great opportunity to be there. But consider creating podcasts, whether it's weekly, monthly, daily. It could even be, a 5, 6, 7 minute long show. Bring some amazing value in that content, and then let the world digest it, let them engage with it, and see where the cards fall after that. So the cool thing too about a podcast is that you can have sponsors on your show to help distribute it. So maybe if you want to run ads to help get people to listen to it, maybe you want to have sponsors to help, just get the word out about who you are. Partner with a few other people in your industry who are maybe not competitors, what's the word I'm looking for? Like growth partners, somebody that you can partner with. Like if you're a dentist and you don't do braces, partner with the orthodontist and have a co-host or co-sponsored show together so that you can reach each other's audiences. Hopefully that makes sense. So the other one to consider as we get into the 2020 format of marketing is the little devices. I have one in the corner, so I'm not going to say her name, but the Google Home and the A's, where you say, hey, blank, how's the weather? Tell me about this and what's the news for today? They're coming up with some incredible voice skills right now where you can basically just say, you know what, give me my morning routine, and they'll bump all the way through everything that you have it set up. Imagine being in that type of placement, somewhere that the homeowner or the business that you're trying to market towards digest your content on a regular basis. What happens is when they start their day and they say, go through my morning routine, you can be in the shuffle. If you're providing value that they're looking for, if you said, here's your homeowner tip of the day, clean out your rain gutters because the rain's coming, or, hey, it's spring, you should fertilize your grass today. Just like little tips and strategies on helping people have an easier life. I call them life hacks. If you can kind of be in that presence and provide this short little bursts of value, you're gonna always be in their ear and you're always gonna resonate with them. So just show up in their life in different ways, and that voice skill could be one of them. So find out a way to create a voice skill that's gonna be applicable to your clients and allow you to just show up in their life day after day after day. Another one, this is one that we focus on around here with our Facebook show, is basically a weekly type content piece like this, right? Like, so this show is done every Friday, 10 a.m. It's live when we shoot it, but it's post-produced as well, meaning that we provide this content to you guys after the fact. You don't have to be here live just to watch it. There's a lot of replay viewers, but it's something that happens every single week. We've been able to provide hours and hours and hours of content so that you guys can learn, you guys can grow your business, you can understand how to do more with your business. And because I'm so consistent with it, I show up in your guys' feed all the time. This is kind of like thinking about it as the cable channel show, right? Like maybe not a comedy or something like that you watch, but more of just, we'll call it infotainment. Something that's interesting, that's engaging, that provides value to you. So think about those like cable type shows that you may have watched or engaged with and how you can create something like that. The point is to come online consistently, bringing content in a video format, it could be audio, on a regular basis. And so if you bring this kind of consistency, your clients will remember that you're there, they'll see you regularly, they'll check in, they'll listen to it, and they know that it's there, and they know that you're going to be bringing them value. Every week, we probably average somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 views on this show, which is great because we're reaching new people every week. We have dedicated fans. Thank you very much for watching every single week, who engage, who watch the whole entire show. So it's great because, again, we're bringing value to you guys, but it's also help building our brand and showing you guys what it is that we do. too. So find out a way to create weekly content that's going to help your clients know and remember who you are and how they can benefit from being in a relationship with you. Okay, the next one is LinkedIn. The strategy that I want you to think about with LinkedIn is to consider, if you're in a B2B business, think about the content that is available to your clients, right? So I was in construction for a while. There's a ton of construction literature out there. It's produced weekly, monthly. Some of them are subscription-based magazines. Some of them are just produced. Like, there's architectural stuff, there's engineering weekly, there's all sorts of different stuff. If you find a way to create content like this that these types of people are subscribing to, but put it on LinkedIn, imagine the results that you have. That's the type of content that works for LinkedIn. It's something that can be produced weekly. It's going to define who you are, show that you're an expert, allow you to share that advice, that value with your clients in another format than a magazine. So take the content that most of these guys are writing and producing, make your own version of it and produce it on LinkedIn. So get in the habit of producing something weekly for this platform, something that you can share, something that makes you the expert in your field, that sets you apart from everybody else, that allows you to get this content into the eyes and ears, however they're gonna consume it, of your clients. And that's gonna, again, help separate you, help put you on a different pedestal than any of your competitors. And you don't have to have gotten published in one of these magazines. This is your opportunity to really create your own media production company. And I think that's the way that I kind of want to wrap this up, is saying, you are not here to advertise to cold audiences. That is probably the worst way of advertising that you can do. It's the most expensive, it's the hardest to convert, it is the wrong way to do it. I'll just put it that way, it's the wrong way to do it. If you're just going straight for, hey, buy my product, here's my first ad that you're ever gonna see, click here and pay me lots of money, or maybe even get your free consultation, that is the wrong way to advertise. The best way to advertise is bring so much value up front, teach them how you do what you do, how to better their lives, how to, whatever it is that you sell, right? If you are in the auto industry, people maintain vehicles. If you can teach people how to prolong the life of their car, to own it more affordably, to get better gas mileage, whatever it is, they're gonna love you forever. So let me take this to you on this level. Top of funnel. Everybody knows what a funnel is, hopefully. It's the top of, come out the bottom and you're a client, right? Brand new, cold. Maybe this is the top of the funnel for you guys because you've never seen this content before. Hint, this is the top of our funnel for a lot of you guys. I use this show as the top of my funnel because it allows me to introduce my content to you so that I can show you guys what I do, show you how to do more marketing in your business, teach you what it takes to market in 2019. And by you consuming my content on this level and watching show after show after show after show, you come down the funnel. And by the end of it, you're like, Eric, I don't have any other options. You clearly know what you're talking about. You clearly know that you can help me. Where do I sign? That's how it needs to work for you too. So create free, valuable content that's gonna help your clients do better at whatever it is that you teach. Show them how to save more money. Show them how to have a healthier life. Show them how to be happier. Show them how to let their car last longer, how to have their roof last longer. Whatever it is that you teach, show them how to do something better, and it's gonna come back tenfold, and it's gonna allow you to be the expert because you're teaching them for free how to do something. If you charge them every time they wanted to come around and learn something, there's gonna be a huge bar of entry. They gotta pay money just to interact with you, but it's gonna allow you to be there for them. And it's gonna allow you to, again, separate yourself from everybody else who wants to charge. Let me just kind of give you an example of this. There's a couple of fun stories here that I liked, and then we'll wrap it up with how we did this in our real estate business. So 100 years ago in London, people would just drive and commute around London, right? Like, they didn't go on road trips. They didn't travel places. You know, Europe was open to the world, but they didn't go places. They were just kind of in their little town. And so what happened was Michelin, the tire company, decided to start writing reviews on hotels. And they'd say, hey, this is a 5-star hotel. It's amazing. You get breakfast in the morning. There's beautiful views. They take good care of you. The beds are amazing. The breakfast is fantastic. Whatever it is, they would make you want to go stay in this hotel. What happened is the people in London would see these reviews and being like, hey, that's not that far away. We can drive there. They'd get in their car and they'd drive to this hotel. And along the way, they'd have car issues. They'd need new tires, they'd need gas, they'd have stuff that would happen. But it got them out of the town. It got them out of London and it got them to this new destination. So Michelin, super smart, 100 years ago, they found out a way to help people wear out their tires faster, getting them to leave town, go somewhere else. While they're there, they'd spend money on new tires, all these other supplies that Michelin provided, and then they'd come home. So that's why they call it the Michelin Review. And that's why for 100 years now, there are hotel reviews. 5 stars, 4 stars, 1 stars, whatever it is. It's because Michelin, the auto company, wanted you to wear out your tires, go somewhere else, and it allowed them to positively review these places. It got the hotels more business, it got Michelin more business, and it got you out of the house. Win, win, win. That happens in a lot of different industries. Isn't it crazy? Like if Michelin would have just said, hey, you need more tires. Hey, your tires are about to wear out. Hey, these tires aren't safe anymore. It would have been trying to sell their product. But instead, they got you out of the house. They got you to go somewhere else. They got you to do something different. So find a way in your business to show the clients how to do something else, right? Maybe it's teaching them how to eat better food. Maybe it's teaching them how to do something different with their house. Maybe it's teaching them how to do something different with their lifestyle so that they use your product more, so that they want more of your services, so that they need you more in their life. Selling somebody else is so much easier than trying to sell yourself. So think about how you can do that in your business. The way that we did this in our business is that every single month we would teach 6 classes on how to sell your home for more money. So we were licensed real estate agents. We were in the business of selling other people's houses. That was what we did. However, we would bring them to a hotel. We would feed them $100 lunch or dinner. We would wine them and dine them and show them how amazing they were. And we would say, look, if you're a homeowner in this area and you're thinking about selling your house, we knew who we were marketing to, this is what you need to do. You need to take better pictures. You need to stage your house. You need to upgrade the countertops and the appliances. You need to get it on the MLS, and you need to get it on Zillow and on Redfin and all these different places so that all the consumers can buy it. You need to have open houses. You need to negotiate the price better. You need to do this, 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 and this, and this. And we'd overwhelm them with all the things that they needed to do. We showed them how to sell their own house for $30,000 to $60,000 more money. And at the end of that hour-long presentation, they would walk right up to us at the table and say, when can you come over to my house to help me sell my property? They hired us right there on the spot to come do it. So by us showing them how to do something, by giving them the enabling power to do it on their own, they realized that there's no way that they could do this on their own, that they had to have us. So show your clients how your product or service can be used on their own effort and how they're gonna need you more than ever, right? There's a different way to market in this business. If you're still into the effort of pushing your product in front of somebody else, you're doing it wrong. Create valuable content. Teach them how to do the things that your business does. Bring the value to them for free so that they understand why they need you. Every great product does it. So we're already halfway through 2019. If you're watching this and it's 2020, keep doing it. Keep creating value. Keep creating content. Start that top of the funnel off with something like this, a weekly show, a podcast, some value that you can bring to your clients, and then slowly start teaching them how you fit into that key and how they need you. And that's how you win every single time. Guys, I'm Erik Hammond. I appreciate you checking out our show every Friday. If you haven't checked out our Monday show, the Ask Erik Hammond show, where we answer your top 4 questions about how to do more in business, how to market better, just how to play in this wonderful online field that we're in. Check out our Monday show on my Erik Hammond Facebook page called the Erik Hammond. Check it out Mondays at 10 a.m. and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Go get some new business and we will see you on the next episode of Facebook Friday.